Camila, you play Naya. Tell me about what resonated with you, not just about the story at large and about Rob Peace's life, but about this character, Naya.
I mean, I feel like I really saw myself in Naya, in the sense that I feel like her empathy for people around her and for the world, and just like this like optimism for trying to really make the world a better place, and not just like accepting circumstances as they are, but really wanting better for herself, for the people around her, and you know, for like the future of humanity. I loved that strength, and you know, her also like being an immigrant, and you know, being a Latin woman coming from Brazil, to seeking better opportunities in Yale. Like I really saw myself reflected in that story, because I also you know, emigrated from Cuba, and that like education and going to university, even though that ended up not being my story, was like so important and ingrained in me from when I was young. So I really saw myself in that character.
Your two characters meet at Yale, which one of the other interesting things in the story is to be from an underrepresented community at a place, at an institution like Yale, and what that's like. Tell me a little bit about that factor in both of their stories, and the idea of place. As Chiwetel, you've talked about, this was a young man who wanted to stay in his community, wanted to come back to his community after going to a place like Yale.
For me, like I remember, I was just thinking, like in the car on the way here, I was reflecting on the experience of, you know, us going into set every day, and I remember I would do this like compassion exercise every day, and I would reflect on the real man, Rob Peace, and I would think of like his family members and his friends, and just kind of reflect on everybody that was affected by, you know, his death and his loss. And I think just like that training of empathy is like, it's just so, like I loved that part of it. And yeah, I think that's like what movies and art is for, is like opening your perspective and opening your mind, and you know, seeing beyond like that judgment or binary of like what Chiwetel was saying before, of like, oh, he didn't get out, or he failed, or he whatever. Like really being able to see the complexity of that, of somebody who is like so brilliant, but so many forces kind of like, you know, like we lost this like amazing person. Yeah, and just like being able to reflect on that every day, and trying to train that empathy muscle and feel connected to somebody who isn't even here with us right now, I think is like really powerful.